The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff or management of Visionary-related entertainment.
Aloha and welcome to Maui Nonprofit Notes. Each week on this show, you will find us. Hello, see, that stuff I ate before I came on is already affecting me. We're going to be talking about nutrition, and I was caught eating a donut with filling and chocolate and all that good stuff. We'll start over. Each week on this show, you will find us talking story with Maui's nonprofit executive directors and staff to find out how they're working to support those with needs within our community. Maui Nonprofit Notes is generously sponsored by Pacific Source. If you're building or remodeling a home, please stop by their showroom and cabinet and appliance showroom. Now I can't even see it. Located on the Waikupu Bayshard. I'm Susie Tiemann, Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific, and your host for Maui Nonprofit Notes. During this hour, we share some of the experiences of our nonprofit agencies, just how they're changing lives, changing communities, and creating miracles of hope for those with needs. Today, we're going to start off the show talking to some folks from the Pacific Cancer Foundation organization, and in specific, Sally Peckstein. Got it right
you did.
First time.
You did.
Who's a registered nutritionist.
Registered dietitian nutritionist,
okay. And also picked up the title of program coordinator for the foundation.
Yep. So,
cool.
Yep, we're just making sure that we're meeting the needs of our community, right? And so just making sure that we are filling in all the little pukas where we aren't meeting needs and assessing and just...
Right. So usually you come on and you've got a workshop that's coming up that you're just dying to get me to come to because you're going to talk about what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat. And I always say, I'm going to try to make it this time.
Because you know me as the food police.
Yeah, that's right.
But that is not my moniker, Susie.
I kind of know what she's going to say, and I don't want to hear it. But getting back to reality here is are we seeing an increase in cancer? I mean, I'm hearing it from more and more people. Somebody in their family has got this cancer, that cancer, and as I look at your program and the things you're doing, and of course the Navigator's always been a top priority for me over there, because once you hear those words that you've got cancer, your mind just goes crazy with all the what ifs and, oh, this is it. But the Navigator, tell me about the Navigator. Who we got here?
So Shabli, I'm going to have Shabli talk a little bit about our navigation program.
Shabli, you're kind of an assistant navigator or to the Navigator.
Yes. I work next to Sherry Osajima, who is our certified cancer patient navigator. And what I do and how I assist her is finding the resources and the services for cancer patients and their families. So that's what we do. We try to find them, transportation, financial help, that kind of sort of thing.
Right. Because, for most people, we think we've heard so much about cancer that we know kind of where to go, what to do. But until it hits you, and you know what your specific cancer is, or even what stage you're in, you don't know. And that's where the Navigator can step right in and point you in the right direction.
And the Navigator, she will assist you alongside you every step of the way through your journey through your cancer treatment and whatever you need. So we're always there, PCF, our Navigator, we have your back and we'll support you in every which way we can.
See, I think that's the highlight of the whole program. Mm-hmm. Or the center of the program, or whatever.
I think you're right.
And then all the other things you provide are those extra pieces that can help us, eat right, think right, prepare for the whatevers. So we're gonna switch gears here. And Shabli, thank you for that insight. And we'll be calling on you again here, so don't doze off. No, I'm kidding. So Sally, what have we got coming up? I know we got educational things, we got support groups, we've got You name it.
Yep. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about the way that we outreach to the community, or one of the ways that we do, and that's in the realm of education. So we have a brand new, we're calling it our educational series, and it's the second Wednesday of every month. We're partnering with the Maui College, and we're offering lecture from 6 to 7 p.m. utilizing one of our oncology specialists in the community. This coming, let's see, it's a week from today, isn't it? Yeah. We have Erin Salise, who's a social worker at Maui Medical Memorial. And she is going to talk about advanced healthcare planning and preparation. She's going to speak about advanced care directives, living wills, power of attorney, and how to go about opening the discussion with a patient or a loved one. And, it's a difficult subject, and it's one that Erin deals with on a daily basis. So she's going to address that. And usually how we're kind of structuring the lecture is that she'll speak a bit, and then there'll be certainly plenty of opportunity for questions and answer.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be held at the UH campus.
Yes, it is
Ikilea building.
The Ikilea, it's the science building, which is accessible by it's accessible various ways, but the Wahine Pio, the road by the MAC and the recycle center there's a nice little driveway in that goes right to the building.
Oh, cool.
So it's pretty easy to find, and we just are asking that people give us a call to RSVP if they'd like to come, so we have a head count, and they could call, I'll give you that number, 243-2999. And just reserve a spot. There's no fee, of course, but we're just like to know how many are coming, so we have the appropriate space.
Right. So this is one of many that you've got set up on the second Wednesday of each month? It
is. So last month we kicked off our educational series with Dr. Benjamin Fallett, who's our radiation oncologist at Maui's Pacific Cancer Institute. And it was a wonderful evening. Actually, he spoke a lot about, answered a lot of questions about radiation therapy. And it was, I think it was very informative, actually. I think we all learned quite a lot. And he was a very good speaker and very approachable man also. Very well-liked doctor. And then next month, on May 10th, also Wednesday, from 6 to 7, we've got Dr. Tiffany Pragnell, who is a physical therapist with Amua Physical Therapy. And she's going to be speaking about lymphedema and complete and decongestive therapy, which is also known as CDT. And CDT is the main treatment for lymphedema, and it's considered the gold standard of treatment for lymphedema. So she'll be there with her colleague Christine LaChance, who's also a physical therapist.
So lymphedema is cancer of the lymph nodes?
Lymphedema is something that I'm going to learn a lot more about, and I suggest you do as well.
Sounds like I'm off base.
On May 10th, I'm not versant enough in lymphedema to talk about that.
Okay.
But it is a condition that does happen with certain cancer patients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the things about cancer is that it comes in so many different forms or attacks so many different things within the body, and we find out we have things we didn't know we had.
Right, because we're these well-oiled machines, right, that we don't think about until something goes wrong.
Right. Yeah. And it still amazes me how we can get to a certain point in having the disease without knowing it, because of the symptoms can take on such forms as it could be so many other things, which doctors tend to hope it's those other things, and so they work around or through those first.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the physician, right? It depends on what they've seen. It's hard to speak to.
That's true. It's
hard to speak to. I think that we, just as a very kind of an off-the-cuff statement, I think I've met a lot of patients who were diagnosed rather quickly, and then some who took a while to get to diagnosis.
Okay.
So,
if they've seen it before, they may notice. They may go right straight to it. Yeah. Otherwise, they're looking for these other things.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, the word is still scary.
Well, we try, at PCF, we really try to help people to navigate through their disease, right? So they've got whatever relationship to the medical community, and then we're trying to fill in the cracks. So we offer support groups for patients and then separate support groups for their caregivers or loved ones. We actually have a support group just for kids. We offer wellness programs, Qigong and healing movement meditation and mindfulness meditation. So we're really trying to link people to services that can help them in various ways as they walk their path. Did I cover anything? Did I cover everything, Shepley? What did I miss? What did I miss? I think nothing. Visiting and yoga, right? I knew I missed something. How could I forget that we have a beautiful yoga classes, and we also I know one of the things that Shepley does is she helps get our visiting specialists to the island.
Yes, I do.
Gotcha. Yeah. Just looking at these support groups, you were talking we were talking in generalities. Okay. Generality. Help me. Yeah, I should have
It's
another
the sugar.
donuts.
I swear it's the sugar.
Generalities. There we go, huh? Boy, I tell you. The kids group is for children whose parents are affected by this disease. That's interesting because a lot of times we don't think about that aspect.
Absolutely. The whole family needs to be supported.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kids have no idea what this means, or, again, the idea that if they've heard talk around the supper table about somebody died from cancer or whatever, maybe that's the immediate thought they have.
Yeah, cancer doesn't only affect the individual. Cancer doesn't only affect the individual. It goes as far as to their families and loved ones, and as far out as, it affects everyone, not just the person too.
Right. So I can see where the kids support group would be a very important thing.
Absolutely.
In some cases.
Absolutely.
It's interesting to note that you've got all these different locations.
We do.
For these support groups. The J. Walter Cameron Center in Wailuku. In Lahaina, you've got Imua Physical Therapy. In Kihei, you've got the Kihei Charter School. And these are all different nights of the week.
Yes, and they're offered. Some of them are offered weekly. The ones in Wailuku and in Lahaina were on the second and fourth Thursday of the month. And Kihei were once a month on a Thursday, the first Thursday. So I just encourage people to visit our website, and all the support groups are listed there for their area of the island or their schedule. Or they could call our main office and get some information as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think it's sometimes when I look at these, like the cancer patients and survivors, it's like, okay, I beat it, I'm done. But sometimes there's that gnawing thought that you don't realize it's overshadowing everything else you're doing, that am I really over it kind of thing? And I would think that a support group like this would be fabulous for someone like that.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I think a support group would be amazing. And in addition to that, we actually we offer what we call a Thriving and Surviving workshop for survivors. And we have offered the workshop before, and we have a new one coming up in April, from April 19th to May 24th. It's 6 weeks. We're offering this on Wednesdays in the evening, actually. I want to make sure that all of our community who works a traditional workday can partake in our offerings. So we are trying to offer more of what we offer to the community in the evenings now. And yeah, the survivorship workshop is a really great way to connect with other people and to learn techniques to deal with various like physical and emotional issues, living with uncertainty. That's a classic that you just mentioned, So learning about appropriate exercise for regaining their strength and maintaining flexibility and endurance. communicating effectively with the family and the network of individuals, making decisions about treatment, looking at their nutrition, just all kinds of stuff. So that's spread over a 6-week class, and we highly encourage people to take a look at that and join us. There's no cost to participate with all of Pacific Cancer Foundation's programs. There's no cost to patients and their loved ones.
And so that's 6 weeks every Wednesday for 6 weeks.
Yes.
At the Cameron Center. And sounds good. We're going to talk just a minute about that after we come back from the break.
Awesome.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
And we are back. This is Maui Nonprofit Notes, the weekly radio show where we talk story with our nonprofit executive directors and their staff to find out what they are doing through their organization to help folks in our community who have needs. And certainly when the word cancer pops up in someone's life, it sends out alarm signals, and I don't think that's ever going to change. I mean, will we find a cure? I don't know. There's just so many variations of it that, you know, how would you?
When I get a crystal ball, I'll share it with you.
I got you.
All right.
That's a good answer. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, but in the meantime, we respond to what the needs are as best we can.
Now, we keep talking from time. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to say about this 6-week workshop. As I look at the different topics, I mean, everything from depression to sleeping problems to living with uncertainty to the effects of the treatments, the stress, anxiety, the body changes, etc. I mean, it covers that whole realm of things. And your whole system is affected by cancer. It's not just whatever organ it's affecting or wherever it is in the system.
That's absolutely true. And I think that one of the reasons or the things that I love about our organization is that we really do try to address the entire individual, to see ourselves as holistic individuals, right? And so, and that's where we try to really fill in the gaps and offer programs and support that help in a person's overall wellness, whether that's getting engaged in the community or with their people or looking deep within and finding stress reduction and ways of just navigating.
Right. It's, I think we've had you folks on and for, I'm going to say like 4 or 5 years now. And the way your program has grown is just, to me, it's awesome because, it started out, basically it was the Navigator. Mm-hmm. That was fabulous. I can't say enough about that because I keep thinking back to when I had my bout with cancer, which was so long ago. It was like, man, nobody talked about it. It was like, don't say you had it, kind of a time. If there had been somebody there who could say, hey, we're going to be doing this, this, and this, and here's where you need to go for this, and here's who's going to help you with this, and how we go from this step to the next one. But instead, really, honestly, it's like it was this thing, if somebody heard you had it, they didn't talk to you anymore. And it's like, it was really a horrible time. Now I think we've turned the corner where when somebody finds out somebody they know has cancer, it's, how can I help you?
Right. Yeah, I think.
What can I do?
Yeah, we want to contribute to each other more, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness, because
yes.
just shouldn't be any kind of cloak or. Anyway, it's very personal. Everyone's journey is personal,
Right.
but it is really nice if the world around you is willing to address
Step
and
up.
recognize, and then of course contribute to you. So
Right.
And that's where the navigator comes in to bridge that gap.
Right.
That's why, we try to spread that awareness before in the community and do outreaches, and we do programs and workshops like this.
Right. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here with this growth is that the community has opened up and is learning to accept some of these ideas and at least listen to possibilities. That it can be a door opening experience instead of closing.
for sure, and I think most of us know someone either well or within our community who has or has had cancer. So that's really important that, like Shebly was saying earlier, cancer touches everybody. And so that's, we try to make it our programs accessible so people feel welcome.
Right,
Welcome
right.
to share and to get support, knowledge.
So before we run out of time, I
Sure.
want to hear something about. We got to talk about nutrition.
I
I
know,
know it's
I
not my
know.
favorite subject, but
You're going to love this one.
Am I?
You're going to love this one. So in the third week in May, our date is still forthcoming. So I'm not going to announce anything right now, but just check our website, call our office. We're offering our second nutrition workshop of the year, and we're calling this one Add Spices to Your Life. Right? So spices are all plant foods. And what do we know about plant foods and cancer? They are full and rich in phytonutrients, all kinds of great properties that help us to have healthy bodies and fight our disease and protect against cancer and heart disease and type 2 diabetes and Alzheimer's. So we're going to have a really fun workshop where we talk about spices and probably pass them around to do some sniffing and some tasting, and then the second half of the workshop actually is going to be with our intuitive healing meditation expert, Carla Jalbert. And she's going to guide us through some meditation, and it'll be a really nice evening.
Cool. Oh, this is going to be an evening event.
We're hoping late afternoon, kind of after work,
Yeah, okay.
into the early, So
That might
again,
work. Lunch, I can never get away.
Yeah,
you know?
most people. Yes, that's why we're really trying to
Yeah.
make an effort.
This is my idea of going out for lunch, doing the radio show on Wednesday at
Got
noon.
it.
Yeah, so you can see how my world is.
All right. Well, you're
But that's
welcome
great.
to come.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
spice.
Yeah.
I every time you say that phytonutrient word, I'm thinking of the dogs.
Oh, Fido. F-I. No, it's the P-H-Y, right? Phyto meaning plant. Yes. Thank you for calling me back on that. Yes, phytonutrients. Yeah.
It's we do what we do, right?
Right.
So that's coming up sometime in
That's
third
going to
week
be
of
the
May?
third week in
Okay.
May. Yes, we haven't announced our it's going to probably be at the Cameron Center, but we haven't located the exact time and room yet. We haven't gotten confirmation. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had a fundraising opportunity that you want to talk about.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to put a little shout out. There's a lovely gallery on Market Street, 42 North Market Street, called Art on Market, and it's owned by Colleen Davignon, who's the owner, and she is also a cancer survivor, and she is so gracious. For the month of April, she's making a donation to PCF. Portion of her proceeds will be donated to PCF. So we're just asking people to check out Art on Market if they're looking for a gift or a little something
Great.
for their home.
Is she also an artist?
She is. I have not met Colleen,
Oh, okay.
actually, unfortunately, not yet. But
Okay.
yes, I've heard that she's just lovely, very,
Cool.
very highly regarded.
Very good. So 42 North Market,
42 North Market here in Wailuka.
Art on
Art on Market.
Market. How about that?
Yeah.
Easy name.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so stop by and take a look, and if you see something there that you would like to have in your home or share with a friend,
She's great.
just know that some of the proceeds will be going to the Pacific Cancer Foundation.
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you for
Chablis.
having us here.
Thank you, Sue.
Hey, you do a great job on the radio, Chablis.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't be so shy.
And I just wanted to add, if anyone out there knows anyone that has cancer or a loved one, please do give us a call. We're always here to help in any way we can. And our number is 808-243-2999. Sherry Osajima is our cancer patient navigator here there at the Pacific Cancer Foundation.
Great. Check in with a navigator.
For sure.
And if you want some interesting facts and help with nutrition, Sally Peckstein is your
Yes.
person to call.
Absolutely. So there's all kinds of information on our website, and so please, we welcome people to contact us, get in touch.
I got to say, your website is good.
It
is really. I mean, it's up to date.
Yeah.
And it's easily downloadable. What can I say?
That's our website guru, Natalia.
Yeah.
Natalia is
Cool.
she's a master at what she does. Yeah,
Very
so
good.
We're blessed.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so thank you very much. And we've got this one workshop coming up here on the 12th. That's a week from today, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
And this one is on, what was it? Advanced healthcare planning and preparation.
Yes. So it's talking about advanced directives and power of attorney and kind of some things that people may not want to talk too much about, living wills, how to go about opening the discussion with the patient, and just getting your questions answered.
Cool.
Yeah.
So to RSVP for this free workshop, 243-2999 is the number. Thank you again for being here. We'll see you again.
Thank you, Susie.
And we'll talk more about phytonutrients. I got it right.
Yeah, you did.
There we go. Well,
Right.
man, I got Peckstein right. I got phyto right.
I know you're.
I'm
just,
getting there.
You're doing great.
Hey, that's only 4 years. That's not bad. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for having us.
We have to lighten it up just a little bit because cancer is a tough subject.
It can be. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a heavy one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Thanks a
right.
lot.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you later. Nice meeting
Aloha.
you, Shibley.
Nice meeting you.
Okay. Well, the second half of the show, we've got who have we got? We have Cassandra Abdul, who is the executive director of Nahalio Maui. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Hey, and you've got some houses you're going to be building here,
I certainly do.
and you can finally really talk about it.
Almost.
Oh, almost. Oops, not quite yet.
Yeah.
I noticed on your website it still says you're not taking reservations yet,
Correct.
but you're close.
We are trying to get there. We have been working on a development agreement with the County of Maui, and we still don't have that finalized. And that's
see.
the step that we need to take so that we can actually start moving forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, does that takes a little more time for you because of the land trust ingredient in this project?
Yes.
Well, in all the projects you do.
Yes.
So I know we've said it before, but it bears repeating. The object of a land trust is
To hold the land portion in stewardship for the benefit of our homeowners. We do sell the land in leasehold. So that means that the homeowner does not have to pay for the land in their mortgage, which reduces their costs. We have a 99-year lease that's renewable for another 99. And so this is the way that the land trust works.
gotcha.
And we have a long-term ground lease.
Right. Now, the nice thing about your lease is that it's very reasonable.
That it is. It's not your typical lease that we know about from big trusts and landowners in the state of Hawaii. Our, again, is 99-year lease. The ground rent starts at $45 a month. It has nothing to do with the value of the land or a rate of return. And it does increase every 5 years, but only by the Consumer Price Index, the CPI. So that means it's adjusted for inflation.
Okay, so if there's 4% inflation over 5 years, that $45 will go up by $6 or whatever.
So far, it hasn't been that much. The first homeowners that bought came in at $40 a month, and when the rent was adjusted, it went up to $44.50.
Okay, so $4, yeah.
Right, so it's about $4, and that's what we expect on the next
Right.
step up.
Interesting. That's there's no ceiling to that.
No.
Okay. And Now, you said it's a 99-year lease with a possible renewal for 99 years. So this is obviously keeping it in the family down through the years.
Yeah.
And it's easy to transfer to the next generation.
That's right. You can leave it to your heirs. Your children don't have to be income qualified.
Oh, really?
Correct. However, if you pass it to someone farther out than your lineal descendants, then they do need to be income qualified.
Okay, so if you've got a cousin that wants to buy it, that's another ballgame.
Yes.
Okay, but for your children, that's great.
Yes.
Wow. That's a piece I didn't know about before.
Yeah, and that means that you can hold the property for generations because 198 years is
That's a long time.
a long time.
We're not going to ask what happens then.
Well, we at that point the lease would terminate, and then we go into our shared appreciation calculation. No matter when the home transfers, we share part of the appreciation. After 15 years, the family gets 50% of the appreciation on their portion of the property. So the land is always held back.
Okay.
Because that's in trust and it was not included in the price.
Right. Okay. So if, let's say, traditionally like these houses you're going to be building, I'm sure you've kind of come up with a price as to what they might be sold for?
Well, that's
or a range
where we're still working on
it.
We don't have our plans finalized at this point, so I don't have prices.
Okay.
But what we do have is the HUD sale prices that were published, and we plan on being significantly below those prices.
Right.
For a 3-bedroom house, they go up for a family with an annual income of less than 100% of the area median income, AMI. A 3-bedroom house can be up to $414,000.
Right.
And a 4-bedroom house can be $476,000.
Whoa, that's not affordable.
No. And we're going to do our very best to actually try and keep it below $400,000.
Right.
But we still don't have our prices. And we still don't have our cost.
Right.
And until we have that, we won't finalize our prices.
Right. Well, you folks are in the same category as we are, where we try to watch the community and see what's realistic, or at least closer to being realistic. The HUD guidelines that came out this year are just unbelievable.
Yes.
Not only with the pricing of the houses, but also the income levels that they assume for Maui County.
Right. And I have that right here with me right now for for families under 120% of the area median income. You can earn up to $97,800 for a family of 4. Most of our families don't make that kind of money.
Right. With the 2 incomes, many of them are lucky to hit the $70,000 to $80,000 range.
Right. 2 incomes and 2 to 4 jobs.
Right. Yes. And that's why, like our houses, which we're in the process of building right now down in Happy Valley, we set a price at $380,000. We said, no way are we going to hit $400,000, and we had the same guidelines you did, where it could have gone $414,000 and above, and we just said no. That's not
affordable.
That doesn't calculate with affordable or register with affordable.
Yes.
And then we took a look at the people who were applying and the income. It doesn't mean they can make less. They still have to meet that guideline.
Yes.
But it gives them a little bit of wiggle room in what they're going to be paying each month, what percentage that amounts to being of their take-home pay.
Absolutely. And we have internal guidelines. We do not want our families spending more than 35% of their income on their household expenses, which includes your mortgage, your insurance, your real property taxes, and things of that nature, because it's not sustainable for families to have to pay 50% of their income. Then you have to make choices between healthy nutrition, food, medical expenses. Can you afford your medications?
Right.
We don't want that for our families.
Those are not healthy choices.
No.
Right. We got to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Cassandra Abdul.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
And we are back, and I can feel the sugar rush leaving. I think the rest of the show is going to be okay. No, the first part was okay, except for those few blunders there, but it really did make a difference. I can't believe that. But it was just too much sugar all at one shot.
Yes.
And the donut was good, but I can't do that. So we're talking about affordable housing here with Cassandra Abdul of Nahalio, Maui. And I think that the thing that I have learned from the houses that we're doing and the buyers we have is the importance of the mortgage insurance.
Yes.
The private mortgage insurance, and what an impact that can have on not only your closing costs, because there's a one-time fee, but also on that monthly payment, because again, this is all based on your credit scores.
Yes.
And if you've just barely kind of gotten in the game, it can, like for ours, it can run you $400 a month extra on your payment. And so one of the things that we're working with some of our lenders on is trying to eliminate the mortgage insurance and have them use the appraised value of the house versus the sales price. Some mortgage companies are okay with that, and others don't want to touch it.
Yes, and that's what we've been able to do. For instance, the house that the last house we sold, well, second to last, was out in Waikapu, and we had an appraisal of close to $600,000. We sold it for $360,000.
Oh my goodness!
There's more than 20%.
Oh
there.
yes.
Yes. So our families, typically, I believe almost all of our families have not had to pay PMI.
That's wonderful.
The private mortgage insurance. It's a huge difference, and it means that it's easier to qualify for your loan. If they include the PMI, it's that much more difficult to qualify.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
That and that goes on for. Is that no? It's not forever, but it's like 20 years.
Well, it's until you hit 20%. So.
Okay.
And then there is a set term, but most people aren't aware that when you've got 20% equity or more, you can then go to the lender and get them to stop the PMI.
Opt out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting fact, too.
And that PMI is there to protect the lender, not the homeowner.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I was looking at some sample closing costs paperwork from different lenders, and I go, my goodness, this is just incredible.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be talking with our buyers and we're doing a home buyers seminar, and we're kind of doing a little modified one because we did so much work with them in getting them qualified and so forth. But now you have home buyers seminars.
We do. We have a 4-step process that all of our potential home buyers go through, and it's about a 1-hour meeting. We have one of our lenders come in there and talk about what you need to know about your credit, how you can repair it, start now, and then at some point you'll be ready to be able to qualify for a loan, and then you can buy a home. And then we talk about our program. We are leasehold. We are different. As I mentioned earlier, our lease is a little different, how it works, the length of time. We want people to understand what we are, because we're not everybody's cup of tea. I mean, I think that Lokahi Pacific, Habitat for Humanity, and Nahalio Maui, those are 3 excellent tools in the affordable housing toolkit. And we all have our different constituencies. And,
Right.
it doesn't work for everybody.
Right.
So first you come to our seminar, you find out whether or not you're even interested in proceeding with us. Then you get a pre-qualification letter from any lender of your choice. And then you take a 8-hour educational course that's either put on by Hale Mahaolu or Habitat for Humanity. You learn more about financing, you learn about home ownership, and what you need to know about that.
Right.
And then you come into our office and you meet with our housing coordinator to go over the financial part of it and make sure you do understand the terms of our lease, how our shared appreciation works, all of that type of thing.
Right.
And the requirement for owner occupancy. And then you're put on our qualified buyer list. When the house comes up next, all of our qualified buyers are notified and have the opportunity to come and preview the house and decide whether it works for their family, whether the area works, the number of bedrooms, the square footage, all of those things work. And then if you are still interested, our home buyers put in a letter of interest, and then they proceed down to a selection committee that looks at different criteria, and then we make a selection of the specific homeowner that is chosen by the committee, and then we go to closing. They qualify for their loan, we go to closing, and then they get the keys and they get to move in. And it's so exciting for everyone.
That selection committee's got to be a tough one.
It is, but it is a blind selection process, so our committee people do not know who the home buyers are. They're just buyer A, B, C, and D.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only fair way to do it. But it just, I can't imagine being, so close.
Yes.
Especially if there's only one house. Now, coming up, you're going to have, 10? 12 houses.
12, yes.
Okay, so...
Out in Lahaina in the Kahoma subdivision.
Yeah, that's a little helpful to someone. Now, these obviously are going to be people who are in Lahaina, who want to stay in Lahaina.
Yes.
And this is the first opportunity they're going to have to buy a house at a halfway decent price, if you will, as compared to what the market rates are over there.
Yes. Yeah. West Maui Land was a developer of the subdivision, and they sold the lots to us at an incredible price, which is going to really help us make the homes more affordable.
Right.
So we're looking forward to it. Priority will be given to people who live or work in Lahaina. And again, we have 12 of those homes. They will be 3 and 4 bedrooms.
So now in that whole project, you've got 12. Habitat for Humanity has
10.
Oh, that's where the 10 is.
Yes.
Okay. And again, for those who may not be familiar with Habitat for Humanity, that's a self-built
Self-help,
type of
yes.
self-help housing project where you actually put in sweat equity.
500 hours of sweat equity, half of that on your own home and the other half on other people's homes, or if, some of us can't swing hammers and be safe. So you might help in the restore or in other areas, but it's 500 hours of help.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have a hammer in my hand of whether I'm safe or the people around me are safe.
Yes.
But I know they also have some classes that they teach to help you get a little more proficient with some of these tools and things.
Right, and they are supervised by qualified people.
Right.
Yeah.
They have some construction experts on the job with you. So that's 22 of the homes, and then the rest of them, West Maui Land is going to be selling at 100 to 160% of.
They go up to 160%.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
So, and there'll be maybe some bigger homes in that area and so forth.
They will also be doing 3 and 4 bedroom homes, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And their footprint may be larger than ours.
I see. Okay.
I would expect.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Now this project started. I'm thinking back like in 2004.
At least,
maybe longer. Somebody said 15 years. That would make it 2012 or no 2002.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's really difficult for developers to actually get all of the entitlements that they need in order to develop subdivisions so that houses can eventually be built on them.
Right. And that's, I was speaking this morning with Carol Ryman, who's the head of the housing department for housing and human concerns. And we're talking about all the delays and so forth. And she's trying to put together this committee with the heads of all the departments at the county to try to figure out a way. And I keep saying what they need is a navigator like the Pacific Cancer Foundation has.
Yes.
Somebody that you could hand your plans to that can walk them through the different departments and not stand there and handhold, but come up with dates when each one's going to be finished or review it. And especially when it's an affordable project.
Yes.
You know, I guess the one thing that I didn't understand going into it is that everybody would take a look at everything related to their department, and there might even be 2 or 3 different people looking at things.
Yeah.
And that's where I got so frustrated because it took like 9-10 months to get the plans through the process.
Easily.
And every lot is the same. Every house is the same. And
Yes.
then when it came time for the building permits, you kind of had the same thing. Every house is the same. Some are flipped, but they're identical, you know, as far as what's in them, etc. And yet it still took us 10 weeks to get our building permits.
And 8 sets of plans per house.
Yeah. And you're just, you're just kind of sitting there going, I don't get this. 16 houses, identical. But
Well.
we're building, and I think, as I said earlier, we're starting on the second floor of the first house, and so it's kind of exciting at this point. They were putting trees in this morning around the cul-de-sac and so forth, and I think one of our buyers said it best, and you probably hear this too from time to time, but this one just really caught my attention. As things were happening, there was like the light poles went in. The street sign went up that said Lo'i Pohaku Place, and then they started with the foundations, and then they started framing the first floor, and she sent me an email and said, "This is frickin' awesome." And so that has become kind of our go word here now, saying it's frickin' awesome what we're seeing happening over there, and it kind of says what the buyers are feeling, that it's just, especially if that house happens to be yours, that's the first one that it's happening to. And so you get the same thing. Now, do the buyers know before the house is finished that it's going to be theirs?
No. In the way we normally handle it is we don't let our qualified buyers know until the house is ready to actually be sold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And at this point, we're real early in the game on the Kahoma lots,
Right.
because we need to see whether or not the lender will require us to pre-sell. If we do, we'd be selling on plans, and they will know.
I see.
Yeah. But in the normal way we do things is the house is completed.
Right, because
And then
normally
we
you're
do.
working one house at a time.
Right.
Now you're working
right.
12 at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm so excited for you because I know how and John before you, I know how
Yes.
much time and effort everybody put in just to keep it on track for this
Oh, yeah.
this time.
And, it will be 11 years old in August. And when the Nahaleo Maui was first formed, the idea was to do subdivisions and do this type of thing that we're doing with Kahoma now. But the market just
Right.
fell down at that point, and that's when we changed strategies and started doing one house at a time, foreclosed, abandoned, and then rehabilitated homes.
Right. That was what kind of your first 20-25 homes were.
Yeah, actually, we have 33 now.
33, okay.
Yeah, and we just finally closed escrow on the last foreclosed home that we purchased.
Wow.
Yeah, at the end of last month. So now we're busy trying to get set up to do the rehabilitation on that.
Right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and that's in
Okay.
Wailuku.
Oh, okay. So you're going to be doing some stuff simultaneously then.
Yes.
Oh, good for you.
And quite often I am confused on exactly what I'm working on right now.
Well, that's kind of a nice problem to have, I guess.
Yes.
It's a struggle. It's really a struggle to get these things happening for people, and
Yes.
I'm with Carol. Anything that she can come up with the different department heads to bring this thing closer together to help the affordable houses get built and get out there in the marketplace, because there's just way too many people. Our wait list is unreal.
Yeah, and the need for houses is just increasing even by just the amount of expected increase in the population here. So we're way behind.
Yeah.
We need to get more houses built.
Well, we virtually went for 10 years with, I think we did 2 projects in that 10 years, and I think we're it.
Yeah.
As far as subdivisions.
Mm-hmm.
One in 2007 was completed, and one was finished in 2013 or 12.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, they're small, but it's 12 houses, 16 houses, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
It helps.
It does. Every house helps. We just need to find a way to try and speed that up.
Right.
So we can help more families.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that's so thrilling is to see what a difference it makes in those families' lives.
Absolutely. It's just incredible what it does for them, for their children. You're providing safe, clean homes that stabilize families. The kids do better in school. There's so many benefits. People can actually stop working multiple jobs just to survive and actually start a career.
Wow.
It's incredible. It's you watch it and it's very, very heartwarming.
That's why we do it.
Yes, absolutely.
It's the does that mean the end justifies the means? Or something to that? No, it doesn't. But it's why we're in the business.
It truly is.
Yeah. I mean, it's just nothing compares to it as far as I'm concerned.
No.
And that's why I'm still doing it.
You and me both.
Very good. Thank you, Cassandra. Any last thoughts about that you want to put out there, and how do they get a hold of you?
Sure. We have a new website that we started in September of last year. Lots of information. We've got clips from one of our home buyer seminars, so you can get a better feel for what we do. And that's at www.nahaleomaui.org.
Very good. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And good luck on Kahoma.
Oh, we're excited.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maui Nonprofit Notes is sponsored as a community service by Pacific Source, the builder's choice. Give Paul and his staff a call at 986-0380 or stop by their showroom in the Waikapu Bayshard on East Oahe Way to see how they can help you with your building project. The Maui Nonprofit Directors Association's mission is to provide personal and professional support to nonprofit executive directors, their organizations, and the community of Maui. Please visit our website at mauinonprofit.org for a list of member agencies. Today we visited with Sally Peckstein and Chablis. Oh my goodness, forgot her last name. Anyway, Chablis, I'm sorry, but you were so cool. We really enjoyed having you here, and talked about what they're doing at the Pacific Cancer Foundation. And we also talked with Cassandra Abdul, who is the executive director of Nahaleo Maui. Mahalo for tuning in. Don't forget to join us again next week, right here on Wednesday at noon on KAOI Radio, 1110 AM, 96.7 FM, 96.5 FM on the west side, and upcountry, 98.7 FM. We'll feature 2 more representatives of our member agencies and Maui Nonprofit Directors Association. Until then, I'm Susie Tiemann, Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific, and your host for Maui Nonprofit Notes. If you see a organization on our website that you'd like to find out more about, please go to their website and check them out, and call them or text them or email them and say, I want to volunteer. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Have a great week, everyone. Aloha.